New Year. It is 2024, and the Corporate Transparency Act is in full effect here in our great country. We're going to be going through in our private Facebook group what we call Deal Decoder, where we go through different deals and transactions. The very first one of the year is how do you fill out your beneficial ownership information report, or BOI. Now, if you go Google BOI right now, you're a bunch of people that are willing to have you pay a lot of money to go do this, to register with the federal government. You don't need to. You can join us in our private Facebook group, and we're going to show you and walk you through and answer questions too, if you want to jump in here and ask questions on what you need to do to file your own beneficial ownership information report. Now, before we go into our private Facebook group, which again, there's still time to join. We keep all of these actually stored. So if you're watching this after the fact, let us know. We can get you into our private Facebook group so you can watch this training. What is the Corporate Transparency Act? Well, because of money laundering and other schemes that move money through the United States, out of the United States, and quite frankly, don't pay taxes, the federal government has it to where we are now required for just about everybody to start reporting who owns companies. Now, in 2023 and in the past, you didn't have to tell the federal government until you filed taxes who owns the entity, and you do that through the tax preparation process. Before then, you would just get an EIN number, and then that EIN number was tied to a responsible party. But that was really all the federal government knew, unless you filed taxes. Now, remember, this is so that way they can get more tax money. So the people that were trying to avoid, they never filed taxes. So this is trying to be able to show, illegal enterprises, people trying to avoid taxes, so that way the government knows who every single owner of an entity is. It came into effect on January 1st. And, one of the biggest things people ask me is, well, who needs to make this information report? The reality is, unless you are reporting to the federal government through some other mechanism, as a public company, as a bank, as a nonprofit, then you're going to have to report that on there. There is a small exempt entity exemption, which is if you've got more than 20 full-time employees in the United States, if you have more than $5 million in gross receipts or sales on your previous U.S. tax returns, and you operate a physical office in the United States, you're exempt. So that's more of the medium-sized businesses, but small business make up 75 to 80% of all businesses, and you are captured in the Corporate Transparency Act. Now, FinCEN is the organization that is set up by the federal government to capture these reportings. And what you're going to have to tell the federal government through your beneficial ownership information report is who owns it, who controls it, names, addresses. In fact, you even have to upload documentation that we'll talk about here in the Deal Decoder when we go into our private Facebook group. But that's the information that you have to put in there as well. If you don't do this, now I've had some clients say, well, I've got to do this right now because they're going to charge me $500. And I'm going to tell you right now, just calm down. The federal government's not looking to stick it to anybody. I can tell you if you're trying to do the right thing. The way that it works is that fine is there is if you are willfully avoiding making the filing. This is brand new. If you were filed in 2023 or before, you have until the end of the year to file it. We've got lots of people filing entities this year. In fact, we're doing a boot camp in February. Check out our social media on that, because more and more people at the beginning of the year start new companies. When you start a new company, you have 90 days. We thought it was 30 days. It's actually 90 days to file your beneficial ownership information report. So you've got some time here. Don't let it stress you. Again, we want to make sure that we're going to help you be proactive of this in our private Facebook group. So we're going to be heading into our private Facebook group now to have, again, an education here on our first Deal Decoder of the year of how do we fill out a beneficial ownership information report with FinCEN.gov. Join us now there, and we look forward to what's going to be an amazing 2024. Don't forget to check out our social media and this boot camp we've got coming up. $99. It's a 2-week boot camp on everything you need to start up a business with a friend, a partner, even a spouse. So check it out here, and we'll see you inside the Deal Decoder.